I was just about to call the National Weather Service to tell them about some gale force winds that came through so they could issue a special marine warning. But just before I called, I went to the National Weather Service website from South Florida. They already issued the special marine warnings, so calling them was not necessary. We had sub-severe, but still, special marine warning criteria winds. And they already issued those warnings. Kudos on them. They did the right call. The cold front just came through. It's my last video. Now it's raining really hard. There's still lightning and thunder. Possibility that was the gust front that came through. But more than likely, that was actually the cold front that just came through. Because we're still getting a continuous west and west-northwest wind. And there's quite a bit of lightning with this passage of these storms. So very likely it was the cold front with embedded thunderstorms. Could also have been a squall line, and the cold front could still be towards the west, such as the Gulf of Mexico. But more than likely, this was the passage of the cold front. Only reason I'm believing it might not have been the passage of the cold front is because the winds are dead silent right now. But they are... Oh, yeah. Another big downpour. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really heavy. You see, we're getting these bursts and bursts of rain. But when I'm looking at the wind, which way the rain's coming down from, it is still coming down from the west. So I believe that was the passage of the cold front. And we're getting wave after wave. I think this one is going to be the heaviest. Because, I'm looking down and that building is very obscured. Oh, here it comes. Holy moly. I think this is it. And yep, the winds are starting to pick up as well. There's a bit of a weak downburst with this too. Oh yeah, this is a really heavy downpour. But the funny thing is, the base of the clouds were very high with this passage of this storm. I mean, I'm seeing scuds passing by, but the base of the clouds are actually very elevated, around, I would say, 10,000 feet. Very unusual for South Florida. Usually the base of storm clouds here are very low, between 3,000 and 5,000 feet, but they're actually very low, around 10,000. Flooding is not a concern here because the drainage system is very good. Florida is very used to getting heavy rain like this, so flooding is not a concern here. You don't have leaves to worry about like you do in the Northeast or the Mid-Atlantic states or elsewhere in the country. Because you don't have shedding, it's always tropical here. Since we're so close to the Tropic of Cancer, I mean, in the winter, you could rarely get some snow. Oh, there's a wall of rain coming in right now. Woo, this is a pretty intense storm. Okay, now I'm believing to think this is the passage of the cold front. Because the winds are continuing to pass from the west and west-northwest. And the winds have not shifted at all. They're still coming in from the same direction. So yeah, this is the passage of the cold front. It's just coming through with a lot of fanfare. Thunderstorms are nothing unusual for Florida, but what is so unusual about this storm, this very line of storms that we're dealing with right now, is the same line that is extended all the way down from Mexico, from Cancun, all the way up to New York City. This is a 2,500-mile long line of storms. They were much more dangerous, further north with tornadoes and hail, damaging winds. Here, it's just rain and thunder and some gusty winds. This is why Miami was put in a slight risk versus enhanced or slight or why Miami was put in a marginal risk and not slight or enhanced. There was a slight sliver, I believe, of an enhanced in Central Florida, but it was for damaging winds, not for tornadoes. And there was severe thunderstorm warnings there, and there were some bow echo. There were some gusting features, but the real severe stuff was further north in the Carolinas, where there were multiple tornadoes. In the Raleigh-Durham area, were hit not by one, but several tornadic circulations. There were numerous hook echoes. There were numerous couplets. I am not sure if Raleigh got hit by any of these tornadoes. If there were any touchdowns. But the couplets were pretty tight, so I would not be surprised if there were several strong tornadoes in North Carolina and Virginia. Even the Newport News area was probably hit by a few tornadoes on a squall line. Those tornadoes were more supercell structures. But a few hours later, Raleigh was hit by, I believe, the same line of storms that produced this squall, because it extended from the southwest, going southwest to northeast, and then as it went further north, was more north to south. Oh wow, this is getting really intense now. Another burst of rain. So it's just one after another after another. The rain, even though it's really heavy, I can still see the scuds passing by. Because these scuds are pretty low, I would say around 2,000 feet. Maybe even 1,500. Because the tops of these buildings are around 700-800 feet, and they almost seem to be touching the clouds. So the scuds could be about between 1,000 and 2,000 feet. And these scuds are really just, low-level stratocumulus clouds under deck, or scattercumulus under deck, or stratocumulus under deck. And what they're doing, these scud clouds are coming in from the west-northwest behind the passage of the cold front / squall line. Because there was in the previous video, I was outside. It hasn't started raining really hard yet, and we had a big burst of wind that came through. Oh, that was really close. We're really, in the clouds. So let's see. Still waiting for the thunder. That was cloud to ground off the coast. That was definitely cloud to ground. Probably hit water. So yeah. Looks like the squall line got more intense as it hit the ocean. Sapping oceanic energy. Oh, another one. So I think the Miami area, the Miami area will probably get about an inch to inch and a half of this. Maybe I'll say around an inch, more likely. But an inch and a half if there was any training. And these storms are starting to train, so there could be some flooding issues going on now. Because just about an hour ago, the line of storms seemed really thin, but as soon as they hit the Atlantic, it just blew up basically. The activity got more intense. There was some more firing of the activity, probably because of the Atlantic energy starting to feed the storm. Yeah, also the lightning's more intense now too. About an hour ago, there was not much lightning with the storm, and now it's just really firing up. Oh! There was an inch of cloud right over there. That seemed to be about, I would say, 5,000 to 10,000 feet up. And the rain just stopped. Just like that. Pouring, and it just ceased. And there's still fast-moving scuds coming in from the west-northwest right now. So, oh, wow. Actually, no, these scud clouds are actually really low. They're actually hitting the top of those buildings. No, these scud clouds are actually below 1,000 feet. I just saw the top of that building just got clipped by that scud. Yeah, there's some really fast-moving scuds right there, clipping the top of that building right over there. So yeah, this Let me see if I was seeing things or if that was really the case. I mean, wow, no, those scuds are moving really fast right now. And let's see. Seems like the bulk of it's about to pass over the building right now. Well, the rain just stopped. It's drizzling right now. Actually, I don't think that was actually the scud. I think that was the rain actually ending and making the visibility better on top of the building. So it actually looked like, to me, that was the clouds touching the top. Actually, yeah, the clouds are touching the top of the buildings. Yeah, they are actually clipping the top. No, and they're moving really fast. These scuds are moving, I would say, 20, 30 miles an hour. No, actually 30 to 40. They're moving really, really fast. Yet the funny thing is, here at ground level, I could barely, there's no wind at ground level. Yeah, but those scuds, oh, it's like another one's coming in. Oh, damn! Right over there. Right, that was close. Probably was over the ocean. Nope, that was an inch of cloud. Let me see if I hear a louder boom. Seems like probably was over the ocean. Now it seems like the base of the clouds have risen up a little bit. They're still moving really fast. I mean, wow, they're moving. They're really, really just scurrying along. They're seeming to be moving like at, I would say, 40, 50 miles an hour. However, they're really low. So the reason they're seeming to be moving so quick is because they're really low. And, you know, it's still a little breezy outside. You'll get an occasional gust of wind. So yeah, this was the passage of the cold front. Oh wow, you know, the rain ended. I think we still have some more heavy rain to go because the fact that there's still really low scuds coming in, it means that the atmosphere is more humid. Because earlier the scuds were more elevated, they were moving slower. Now the scuds seem like they lowered and increased in their forward speed, which means that the temperature contrast is decreasing. Now I'm currently pointing. That's one of the skyscrapers. That's some of the brightest points of those skyscrapers there. See? More rain starting to come in. You know. This is a non-severe storm. You know, I didn't hear anything about water spouts. This is just a special marine warning just for wind. Not for, you know, for water spouts or anything like that. But another burst of rain's coming in because the sky's getting, you know, rosy again and the scuds are more obscured. So we are about to have another downpour. And because the scuds are moving so fast, it could also mean the pulling down of some of the stronger winds between the lower levels and the mid level. So, yep, the winds are picking up again. We're getting some 10, 15 mile an hour winds right now. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.